Have you ever wondered what happens when a Sigma female becomes completely untouchable? She's already independent. She's already strong. But what happens when she lets go of everything holding her back? What happens when she fully steps into her power? Stay with me, because this is about to get deep. Untouchable. The power of letting go. Have you ever felt weighed down by things you no longer need? Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents expectations, past mistakes, toxic relationships, and fears that no longer serve you. The moment you drop that backpack, you feel lighter, freer, and stronger. This is the power of letting go. And for a Sigma female, it is the first step to becoming completely untouchable. Letting go of external approval. One of the biggest things holding people back is the need for approval. Society teaches women to seek validation, to be likable, agreeable, and to fit into a mold. But a Sigma female doesn't live for the approval of others. She understands that no matter what she does, people will always have opinions. Some will admire her independence. Others will misunderstand her silence. Some will try to control her, while others will envy her freedom. But none of that matters. Why? Because she has learned to let go of the need to be understood. When you stop caring about what others think, you take back your power. You stop making decisions based on fear and start making them based on what truly fulfills you. Letting go of toxic relationships. Not everyone deserves a place in your life. Some people drain your energy, disrespect your boundaries, or try to manipulate you. A Sigma female recognizes when a relationship, whether romantic, friendship, or even family, is toxic, and she walks away without guilt. She doesn't entertain drama. She doesn't fight for people who don't fight for her. She doesn't chase love, attention, or validation. Instead, she protects her peace. Letting go of toxic relationships doesn't mean you're heartless. It means you value yourself enough to choose peace over chaos. Letting go of the past. We all have regrets, mistakes, and painful experiences. But holding on to them is like carrying that heavy backpack. It only slows you down. A Sigma female understands that the past cannot be changed. Instead of dwelling on it, she learns from it. She forgives herself. She lets go of resentment. She moves forward. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means refusing to let the past control your future. And when a Sigma female masters the power of letting go, she becomes truly unstoppable. Nothing and no one can shake her. She is free. She is untouchable. Who is the Sigma female? She's not loud like the alpha, nor submissive like the beta. She doesn't seek attention, yet she commands respect. She doesn't follow the crowd, yet people can't help but notice her presence. She is independent, self-sufficient, and unapologetically herself. A Sigma female walks her own path. Society may try to put her in a box, but she refuses to be defined. She doesn't need to fit in. She thrives in her own space. The lone wolf mentality. You've probably heard the term lone wolf. That perfectly describes the Sigma female. She enjoys her own company. While others find comfort in constant socializing, she finds strength in solitude. This doesn't mean she's antisocial or incapable of forming relationships. She simply values quality over quantity. She doesn't need a large circle of friends, just a few genuine connections. And if she has to walk alone, she does so without fear. She is the woman who chooses dinner by herself over meaningless small talk. The one who turns down invitations just to enjoy her own peace. The one who would rather work on her goals than be surrounded by people who don't inspire her. She is not lonely. She is free, unshaken by social norms. Society has expectations for women. Be more outgoing. Be more agreeable. Be more like everyone else. A Sigma female ignores all of that. She doesn't seek approval or try to conform. She does what feels right for her, even if it means standing alone. While many people feel the pressure to follow trends, chase popularity, or impress others, a Sigma female does the opposite. She doesn't follow trends. She follows her instincts. She doesn't crave attention. She thrives without it. This is what makes her so mysterious and intriguing. She is unpredictable because she is not playing by society's rules. Emotionally independent. Another defining trait of the Sigma female is emotional independence. She doesn't rely on others for happiness. She doesn't need constant reassurance or external validation. When life gets tough, she doesn't wait for someone to save her. She saves herself. She trusts her own strength, makes her own decisions, and stands by them. This is why she is untouchable. No one can control her. No one can break her. She is her own source of power. Have you ever felt like people are constantly trying to put a label on you? You're too quiet. You're too independent. You should be more like this. Society has an obsession with categorizing people, especially women. But a Sigma female? She doesn't fit in a box. She destroys it. Labels are just cages. From the moment we are born, society starts labeling us. We are told how we should behave, what success looks like, and how we should fit into different roles. If you're strong and independent, they call you cold. If you enjoy solitude, they call you distant. If you refuse to follow trends, they call you difficult. But the truth is, labels are just cages. They are meant to keep people small, predictable, and easy to control. A Sigma female refuses to be trapped by these labels. She knows that she is not too much or too little of anything. She is exactly who she is meant to be. The moment she realizes this, she stops seeking approval. She stops explaining herself. She stops trying to fit into roles that were never meant for her. Refusing to be defined by other society pushes women to choose an identity: alpha, beta, leader, follower. But a Sigma female doesn't need a title to define her power. She isn't loud like an alpha, nor submissive like a beta. She is something entirely different, unpredictable, independent, and completely self-sufficient. She doesn't conform to what people expect. She may be quiet, but she is not weak. She may not seek attention, but she is far from invisible. She may not follow trends, but she always moves with purpose. When a Sigma female breaks free from labels, people don't know how to categorize her. And that's what makes her untouchable. Living by your own expectations. The most powerful shift happens when a Sigma female stops living for others and starts living for herself. She doesn't follow trends just because everyone else is. She doesn't force herself into relationships just because society says she should. She doesn't measure success by money or status. She defines it on her own terms. This is the ultimate freedom. When you break free from expectations, you become unstoppable. You no longer live to please others. You live to be true to yourself. And that, my friend, is the secret to becoming truly untouchable. There comes a moment in a Sigma female's life when everything changes. A shift happens, one so powerful that she can never go back to who she was before. This is the moment she stops doubting, stops explaining, and fully steps into her power. This shift isn't loud. It isn't dramatic. It doesn't come with applause or recognition. It happens in silence, in the depths of her soul, when she realizes she no longer needs permission to be who she truly is. From seeking to knowing. Before the shift, a Sigma female might still feel pressure from the outside world. Maybe she wonders if she's too different, too independent, or too distant. Maybe she has tried at some point to fit in, to adjust herself for the comfort of others. But one day, she stops. She stops wondering if she's too much or not enough. She stops explaining her choices. She stops feeling guilty for being herself. Instead of seeking approval, she simply knows who she is, what she wants, and what she will no longer tolerate. That's when everything changes. Silence becomes strength. People often mistake quietness for weakness. They think the loudest voice in the room is the most powerful. But a Sigma female knows better. She understands that true power doesn't come from shouting. It comes from presence, from confidence, from unshakable self-belief. After the shift, she no longer feels the need to defend herself. If someone misunderstands her, she doesn't explain. If someone underestimates her, she lets them. She knows that her worth isn't defined by what others think. It's something she carries within her. No more justifying. No more apologizing. A key part of embracing true power is walking away from anything that doesn't align with your truth. A Sigma female no longer entertains negativity. She no longer justifies her decisions to people who will never understand her. She learns to say no without guilt. She removes herself from places where she isn't valued. She stops apologizing for her strength, her solitude, and her standards. The untouchable mindset. This is the shift, from doubting to knowing, from explaining to letting go, from seeking validation to being completely self-sufficient. And once a Sigma female embraces this power, she becomes untouchable. No words, no opinions, no external forces can shake her. She is fully, unapologetically herself, and that is the kind of power no one can take away. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with certain people? Have you ever said yes when you really wanted to say no? If so, you're not alone. Society teaches women to be agreeable, to please others, and to always be nice. But a Sigma female? She knows better. She knows that protecting her peace is more important than pleasing others. And the way she does this? By setting unbreakable boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. Some people think boundaries mean shutting people out. But that's not true. Boundaries don't isolate a Sigma female. They protect her. They are filters, not walls. They allow the right people in while keeping toxicity out. A Sigma female values her energy. She doesn't give it away to just anyone. She knows that not everyone deserves access to her thoughts, emotions, or time. She doesn't allow negativity, manipulation, or drama to enter her space. If someone constantly disrespects her boundaries, she doesn't argue. She simply walks away. She doesn't fight for a place where she isn't valued. Saying no without guilt. Before a Sigma female becomes untouchable, she might struggle with saying no. Maybe she used to feel guilty for disappointing people. Maybe she used to overextend herself just to keep the peace. But not anymore. Once she realizes that saying no is an act of self-respect, everything changes. She understands that her time, energy, and mental peace are valuable. She no longer sacrifices them for people who only take, but never give. If something doesn't align with her values, she declines. If a request drains her energy, she refuses. And she does it without guilt. Removing herself from toxic environments. A Sigma female knows that she cannot control how others behave, but she can control what she allows. She doesn't waste time arguing with toxic people. She doesn't explain herself to those who refuse to understand. She simply removes herself. This is what makes her untouchable. No one can manipulate her. No one can guilt trip her. No one can pressure her into something she doesn't want. Peace over everything. At the end of the day, protecting her peace is her top priority. If something disrupts her inner calm, she lets it go. If someone disrespects her boundaries, she walks away. And this is why a Sigma female is so powerful. She is in full control of her life, her mind, and her energy. Nothing and no one can shake her. Internal confidence over external validation. Have you ever noticed how many people rely on others to feel good about themselves? They seek compliments, approval, and constant reassurance. But a Sigma female? She doesn't need any of that. Her confidence comes from within. She doesn't look to the outside world for validation because she already knows her worth. This is what makes her untouchable. Confidence that can't be shaken. Most people build their confidence on fragile foundations. They rely on praise, attention, and social status to feel secure. But the moment those things are taken away, their self-esteem crumbles. A Sigma female is different. Her confidence isn't built on likes, compliments, or validation from others. It's built on something much stronger: self-trust, self-respect, and self-awareness. She doesn't need anyone to tell her she's smart, beautiful, or capable. She already believes it. This is why no criticism, rejection, or judgment can break her. She knows who she is, and that knowledge alone makes her unstoppable. Not seeking approval, not seeking attention. Many people spend their lives chasing approval. They dress a certain way, speak a certain way, and even change their personalities just to be liked. But a Sigma female? She doesn't play that game. She doesn't seek attention, but she still turns heads. She doesn't ask for approval, but she earns respect. She doesn't follow trends. She sets her own path. Her energy is magnetic, not because she tries to impress, but because she is completely at peace with who she is. The freedom of not caring what others think. There is a unique kind of freedom that comes with no longer caring about people's opinions. A Sigma female doesn't waste energy wondering if others approve of her choices. She doesn't change herself to fit someone else's expectations. If people misunderstand her, that's fine. If they don't like her confidence, that's their problem. If they try to bring her down, it won't work. She lives life on her own terms, unapologetically. Becoming truly unstoppable. When confidence comes from within, no one can take it away. A Sigma female walks into any room knowing her worth, even if no one else sees it. She doesn't need validation. She is her own source of strength. And this is what makes her truly untouchable. Redefining strength. What does it truly mean to be strong? For years, society has taught us that strength looks a certain way: being the loudest in the room, always proving yourself, never showing emotion. But a Sigma female knows the truth. Strength isn't about dominating others or always being tough. Real strength comes from within. It's quiet, unshakable, and deeply rooted in self-awareness. A Sigma female redefines what it means to be strong. Strength is walking away, not fighting. Every battle. Many people believe strength means standing your ground in every argument, proving people wrong, or forcing respect. But a Sigma female doesn't waste her energy on unnecessary battles. She understands that not everything deserves her attention. She chooses her battles wisely. If a situation isn't worth her time, she walks away without a second thought. Some may see this as weakness, but it's the ultimate power move. It shows that she values her peace over meaningless conflict. True strength is knowing when to engage and when to let go. Strength is being independent, not seeking validation. A lot of people seek strength in numbers. They feel powerful when surrounded by a crowd, a group, or a title. But a Sigma female? She doesn't need a group to feel secure. She stands strong on her own. She doesn't need people to validate her, reassure her, or tell her she's enough. She already knows. Her strength comes from her ability to rely on herself, mentally, emotionally, and even financially. While others look for someone to lead them, she leads herself. Strength is embracing vulnerability, not hiding it. Society often confuses strength with emotional numbness. Many believe that showing emotions makes a person weak, but a Sigma female knows that real strength is being in touch with her emotions without being controlled by them. She isn't afraid to acknowledge her feelings, but she doesn't let them rule her life. She can be vulnerable without losing herself. She can love deeply without becoming dependent. She can feel pain without letting it break her. Her emotions don't make her weak. They make her human. Strength is living life on your own terms. A Sigma female refuses to be controlled by society's expectations. She defines strength in her own way, through self-trust, independence, and quiet confidence. She doesn't force herself to fit into roles that don't suit her. She doesn't pretend to be someone she's not. What does success look like to you? For most people, success is defined by society: money, status, a high-powered job, a big house, or a glamorous lifestyle. But a Sigma female doesn't follow society's definition. She creates her own. To her, success isn't about impressing others. It's about living a life that feels right for her. She knows that real success isn't measured by external things. It's measured by freedom, peace, and the ability to be completely herself. Success is freedom, not just money. Society often equates success with wealth. While money is a tool that provides options, it is not the ultimate goal for a Sigma female. She values financial independence, but she doesn't chase money for status or validation. For her, real success is freedom. The freedom to live life on her terms, to make choices without fear, and to walk away from anything that doesn't serve her. She doesn't work endlessly to impress others. She works to create a life where she has control over her time, her energy, and her decisions. That is true success. Success is happiness, not approval. Many people chase success to gain approval. They want recognition, applause, and validation from others. But a Sigma female, she doesn't need that. She doesn't care if the world recognizes her achievements. She doesn't seek praise or admiration. She defines success by one thing: does it make her happy? If the answer is yes, then she has already won. While others are busy proving themselves, she is busy living a life that brings her joy and fulfillment. Success is balance, not burnout. In today's world, people glorify hustle culture, working nonstop, sacrificing rest, and constantly pushing for more. But a Sigma female doesn't fall into that trap. She knows that real success isn't about burnout. It's about balance. She works hard, but she also knows when to rest. She values ambition, but she also values inner peace. She doesn't chase goals just for the sake of achieving them. She makes sure her goals align with her happiness and well-being. Success is living authentically. A Sigma female knows that success is not about meeting society's expectations. It's about living a life that is true to her. Whether that means running a business, traveling the world, or living a quiet life away from the spotlight, she decides. And that's what makes her untouchable. No one else defines her success. Only she does. So, what happens when a Sigma female becomes completely untouchable? She stops explaining. She stops seeking approval. She stops letting others define her worth. She walks in her power, unshaken, unstoppable, and truly free. And that is the kind of power no one can take away. If this video spoke to you, let me know in the comments. And if you're on this journey, remember, you are already enough. Like, share, and subscribe for more empowering content. Until next time, stay untouchable.